Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. So I kind of wanted to share with you a suspension enhancement that I did to my 2018 F-250. And I did some research on a product that I thought I was going to end up going with because I was having some issues with rear end sag when I'd hook up to our travel trailer. Now I affectionately refer to our travel trailer as the Beast, and dry weight it comes in at about 7,800 pounds. And when we're towing and it's packed out, I would say that it comes in around probably 86, 8,700 pounds. So there was some squat that was going on with my truck when I'd hook up to it. So I wanted to eliminate that. So I did some research, and the only real solution that I saw that was out there on the market that at least I could come across was airbags. So I kind of settled on the fact that I was going to put the airbags in. I was going to let that help, take care of the tail end squat, and then take it from there. So I had a discussion with my wife. Said, hey, this is where I think I want to go, and she had some valid concerns. And one of her concerns was, what happens if we're going down the road at 60 miles an hour pulling, and one of the airbags completely deflates? Valid concern, right? Don't know what would happen in that instance. I think obviously we'd have to pull over, deflate the other airbag, and continue the journey, right? So that was something I didn't think about. Another concern, more so on my end than hers, was you got to inflate the airbags before you hook up the pole. You pull to your site, you drop the trailer. Now, in order to have back to your relative smoother, easier ride, you got to deflate the airbags. So now you have to find a gas station that has air in it, or somebody that has an air compressor, so you can inflate your airbags back up prior to hooking up and pulling again. Now you guess you can get around that by spending some more dollars and putting an onboard compressor system in, and then being able to monitor the pressures within the cab and being able to inflate the bags that way. Well, now you're talking $1,000+ for a system, and that's something that I really didn't want to do. I didn't want to put that type of money into it. So we were at the Tampa RV show about a month ago, and we came across a vendor, Roadmaster Active Suspension, and they had a very unique product. And it claimed that it would help reduce rear end squat, it would help reduce any wheel hop that you would have, and it would help with sway control as well. So I put the system on my truck, and in a few minutes here, I'll walk you over, or I'll walk over and I'll show you what the system looks like installed. And when I put it on, I test drove it without pulling the trailer. And there's a set of railroad tracks over by my house that if you go over with any relative speed, the rear end will hop around. That's gone with this product, right? So very happy with that aspect of it. And when we pulled here with the system installed, I can say that the squat is significantly reduced. And what I'll do is, before we pull out of here, I'll take a measurement, of the truck pre-hookup, what the height is from the tire to the bed, and then I'll take that same measurement once I'm hooked up, and I'll let everybody know, how many inches of squat I have. But from what I could tell, it was very minimal. So I'm happy with that regard as well. So unhooked, driving around, the truck feels great, right? It feels like that the rear end is a little bit more solid and more firmly planted on the ground. And then, like I said, when I'm pulling, the squat's all about gone. Seems to have great control, and I'm very happy with the product so far. Now, I'm not going to say that this product is for you. Do your research, be educated, and make a decision. But for me, this was the product that I chose to go with, and I'm very happy that I did. So let me pause here. I'll walk over to the truck, and then I'll show you what this looks like installed on the vehicle. All right, so here is the product installed on the vehicle. Now the sun's kind of starting to go down, so I'll see if I can get the camera in here and see what we can see. But I would say that it probably took longer to jack the truck up and get both rear tires off than it did to actually put the product in. It was really easy to do. So here it is. It's this coil spring here, and it attaches on the backside of the leaf spring. That's where it attaches back there, and then on the front, it attaches just in front of the U-bolts right down here. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's a bolt that runs on underneath there. And once it's installed, you set the spacing on the coil. And they give you two spacers. They give you a 1mm spacer and a 2mm spacer. And I would say that the 1mm spacer is probably more of your standard duty type stuff, and the 2mm spacer is more for your heavy duty. Now I went ahead and did the 2mm spacer, and then you just adjust this spring until it starts to open up, and that 2mm spacer slides freely in between the springs. Same thing with the 1mm spacer if that's the way that you want to go. But very simple to put on. The only thing that you have to do is when you jack up your truck and take the rear tires off, the rear end has to be hanging freely. Otherwise, you won't set the spacing, the tension right on the spring. So that's the only thing that you have to ensure that you do is make sure that that rear end is hanging freely. But like I said, you know, the benefits that I've gotten from this product, the rear end hop is gone. The truck definitely feels more solid when I'm driving down the road, and no issues when I'm pulling with rear end squat. So like I said, when we hook up to leave here in a few days, I'll take a measurement and I'll measure the distance from the tire to the bed here prior to hooking up, and then I'll take that same measurement once I'm hooked up. But like I said, you know, do your research. This product may, you know, not be best for you, but it's definitely for me. So I'm not endorsing the product. They didn't pay me any money. Roadmaster Access Suspension didn't pay me any money to do this. I paid, you know, the price that I paid is the regular price minus the 20% off we got because we ordered it during the Tampa Road Show. So I didn't get any benefit from it. This is a, you know, about an honest review as you can possibly get. And just to sum everything up, you know, very, very happy with the product. Happy with the install, how easy it was. Happy with the fact that it's put on and you don't have to worry about it. I'm happy with the ride not being hooked up to the trailer, and I'm happy with the quality of the ride hooked up to the trailer. So hats off to RAS. You know, thanks for watching this. Hopefully this solution will work for you. But like I said, it may not. So pick and choose wisely. Thank you. All right, so I wanted to do the final video of the Roadmaster Active Suspension. It's raining right now, so I'm going to try and do a quick thing, but we're hooked up to the beast. Going to go ahead and do a measurement back here. I checked the measurement before I hooked up. It was 12.5 inches from the top of the tire to the wheel well. I have about probably 200 to 300 pounds in the bed of the truck, and then you know, of course the trailer's fully loaded, and I'm sitting right about 10 3/4 inches, so not too bad. A little bit of squat, but nowhere near what it used to be. So again, very happy with the Roadmaster Active Suspension. So thanks. Alright, just another quick video here before we get going. So you can see that the truck is fairly level, right? Even though she's sitting at about 10 3/4 from the top of the tire to the top of the wheel well, you know, all hooked up to the rig. You know, for the most part, she's good and level. And again, I probably got about 300 pounds of stuff in the truck, and then the trailer, you know, empty weight 7,800. I'd say I'll probably push in with all this stuff in there, probably 82 or 8,300 pounds. So really happy.